Hey you guys, it's Abalore here with 1720 Finance, and today I am coming to you with a June budget wrap up, and we are just going to be discussing some wins, some highs that I've had for the month of June. I didn't have any real lows, but we are going to talk about it. So if you guys are new to me or you follow me a little bit on either Instagram or right here on YouTube, you know that I am currently in my debt-free journey. And here I utilize the scripture from the Bible, Matthew 17:20, that talks about having the faith the size of a mustard seed. And if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, if you say to a mountain, move, it will get up and move. I apply that to my debt-free journey, and I encourage you to apply that to your debt-free journey. So we simply say here, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, and you say to that debt journey, that debt that you have, move, it will get up and move. And so I'd like to thank you again for joining me. Today is Sunday, June 28th, and I am going over my June's budget. And yeah, this video hopefully won't be too long, but I just wanted to come in and give you guys a quick rundown of what has happened to me during the month of June and how I am trying to encourage you to continue in your debt-free journey no matter how hard it may be. So here we have just an overall view of my calendar. I had this calendar in my June budget setup, but it kind of keeps me on track with everything that I have paid, need to pay, will pay. It's just a calendar that I made in Canva, printed it out, and that's that. So here's one of the most important things that I do when I am setting up my budget for the month is I go over my quarter goals. Right now, we are currently in quarter two. We will actually be moving into quarter three. We're coming out of June. And for the month of June, I think that I did stay on target. I didn't do too much crazy spending. Well, I really didn't do any spending, but I will talk to you guys about that in a minute. But my goals for June were to continue to settle down my debts. Can you guys see? To eat out less, which I have been doing. I have been eating out way less than I had previously before. I have been cooking a little bit more, but there still are like maybe 2 days out the week that I am eating out, and it's just because of timing. And you guys, I honestly have been tired, but I'm looking to change that. So one of the goals again was to continue to settle my debts, to eat out less, continue on a low spend month, and it was pretty much still a low spend month for me, and to also pay off the rest of my tolls and tickets that I have, because I have to pay those off to renew the tags for my car. My month goals were to continue to trust the outcome, work on my body, which by the way, I am down like 8 pounds now. I've been doing a regimen of Pilates and weight training, Bible studying, journaling. My financial goals was to pay off 2 bills that's carrying over from quarter one, replenish my savings. I really have yet to do that, but I'll just carry that over into quarter three, and to pay on 2 credit cards, which I actively have been doing. And my scripture of the month, you guys have seen this before, is Romans 8:28. All things work together for good of those who love the Lord and who are called to his purpose. So we are now going to get into the nitty gritty of things. I am going to skip my money tracker because I've been struggling to do this, and I've been looking. I just need to find another way to track my money a little bit better. I do, however, look at my checking account each morning and then before I go to bed at night, and just kind of see what my money was doing. But I gotta find a better way to do this, because it's just not working out. So for my monthly budget, you guys, I will say I actually have decided to, well, I did decide to go back to my previous employer. It was the employer that I was working for prior to my mom's death. I was working at a hospital as a case manager, and that is a stressful job of having 100 members on your caseload, and kind of sort of at the time of my mom's death I was doing that. But once she passed away and I did the funeral, I did not want to go back to a high stress job and still dealing with grief and just coming to terms of losing her. And so I decided to part ways with that employer, and I just decided to go back the month of June. So I'm already in throes of orientation. I've already done all of the big stuff. So now it's just back to learning all of the new things of the organization. And I'm actually going back in a different role. And I will talk to you guys about that a little bit later. So really, I am, I didn't really add it back, but that is kind of like my third position. And yeah, I've just been working, you guys. Honestly, I've just been working to pay off as much debt as I possibly could so that I can kind of have a little bit of fun before the summer ends. But however, for the purposes of this video, we are going to talk about the debts that I had, the things that I've paid. And yeah, I'm just going to try to keep you guys abreast on what's going on. So my mortgage company, you guys, I pay my mortgage at the end of the month. That's just me. That's just how I do it. I pay at the end of the month. My Dominion Power bill is my electric bill is $195. So I will be making a payment on that this week, this coming Friday. That'll put that at a zero balance. My Columbia Gas, I'm on budget billing, and so I had a credit this month, so I did not owe them anything, thankfully. My water bill is $226. I will also be making a payment to them at the end of the week. That'll kind of keep me at a zero balance for both of these. My alarm system, I will be making a payment probably this coming Thursday, and I actually owe a total of like $167. So I'm going to go ahead and pay that on Thursday. That will bring everything current to a zero balance. I've already paid my Home Shield, which is my warranty company. I went on and paid that. I'm current with that. FiOS is $109. I paid $109. I have a balance of $114.61 left. This is my internet. You guys, I just have high-speed internet. I no longer have phone or cable. It took my bill, at the time, my bill was almost $400 a month. Getting rid of the cable and the phone has dropped my bill significantly. It's usually between $100 and $109. It's usually $109 each month. I'm going to go back to auto pay, and auto pay will take it down significantly. It will probably be like $99. Because they give you a credit you always get a credit if you put things on auto pay. And so I'm trying to get to the point that I would like to put all my bills back on auto pay. And yeah, I think that'll be coming along quite nicely. So that's just my internet. YouTube TV is what replaced my cable. That's $82.99. That's an automatic payment that comes out. Geico is my automobile insurance that automatically comes out, that has been paid. Gerber Life is a life insurance policy that I have. It's just a small policy. I pay on that. That was $18 that has been paid. My Verizon cell was $489.42. I have split that up into 2 payments, and that has already been paid. I think I have to write my next bill. My next bill just dropped, and so I will be setting up a payment arrangement for that. My cell phone bill is kind of high because my dad lives out of the country at the minute. If you guys don't know, my dad is from Africa. He's from Nigeria. And so we usually talk once a week, and we don't talk no more than maybe 3 to 5 minutes because he doesn't want my bill to be high, and I don't want my bill to be high because I am paying the bill. But there are currently 3 lines on my bill. There is my line, my son's line, and my younger brother's line. So I pay for all 3 of those lines, including the international calling that I place on those lines. Outside of that, my bill has gone down significantly because all of our devices, 2 of our devices are paid off. It's one, my son's device isn't paid off yet. And so hopefully that'll drop us down even further. And I'm looking forward to that. Easy Storage is my storage bill. This is one that I have to really think about getting rid of. So it's taken quite some time for me to clean out my garage and kind of reorganize things so that once I bring these things out of storage, that will significantly cut down on a bill that I have been paying. And so I do have to pay last month's bill and this month's bill. So I'm currently sitting at like 4 something for 2 bills. It is what it is. I just got to pay this bill when, you know, my money allows me to pay. Again, it's a nuisance bill that I really need to get rid of. I really need to just find a week to reorganize my garage, clean things out, get rid of things that I'm not using. That way I can bring these items in and bada boom, bada bing, be done with them. A lot of what's in this storage, you guys, is I own a thrifting business. I do Poshmark. And so a lot of my items that I sell on Poshmark is in this storage. So I need to figure out what am I going to do. Either if I'm going to continue with Poshmark, which I really absolutely like doing. I just don't have the time dedicated to do what I needed to do with that particular business. So I need to decide what I am going to do with that. Yeah, I need to figure it out because it's an unnecessary bill that I have. So that's really pretty much what I have. Everything except for my storage and my Dominion Power account. Everything else is just going to play itself out. Those two are things that I really have to consciously work on paying. And yeah, it is what it is. All right, you guys. So here is the big thing that I wanted to talk about today. And as we close out, I kind of want to just give you guys a heads up on this is where I am very excited about. This is where I am most elated about, because I have been able to pay off a significant amount of just outstanding debts, and I have paid those off by the grace of God with no issues. Everything has worked out. So I'm kind of coming down on the tail end of things. But for the month of June, you guys, this is what I have paid off. And I think I put the total here. Give me 1 second. I can see if I can find a total, because I was doing some calculations before I picked up to start recording. And let me see if I still have it. Hopefully I still have it. And let me see the history. No, I haven't. I'm going to clear the history. So, you guys, I have paid off a significant amount of bills, outstanding debt. A lot of things were just tickets, just nuisance stuff, that car taxes, car tolls, just again, nuisance stuff that if you don't grab a hold of it, it will paralyze you. I don't even want to say paralyzed, but if you don't pay things as they come, they kind of just snowball into bigger debts. And that's kind of what happened to me. Although most of these, what I paid, whatever the amount was, I did not accrue any additional interest or charges or late fees or anything. So everything that I paid is as is. And so for this month, I was able to pay the $268.91 to $278.53. Everything highlighted in yellow is what I actually paid for this month. The biggest of what I needed to pay, however, was my car stuff, because here in the state of Virginia, we have state taxes on our personal property. So if you do not pay your personal property tax, if you do not pay your tolls or any tickets, they attach that to your DMV account. And if it's attached to your DMV account, they will place a hold on your DMV account, and you will not be able to renew your tags or get new tags if you got a car and you need to get tags. So all of that is kind of tagged together. So I just went on and I focused heavily on this month with picking up extra hours. You guys know the gambit, and I was able to go ahead and get rid of that debt. I can't remember the total, but however, what's left and what I need to pay now is what started as $5,274.80. I paid $1,435. No, somewhere. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I think that this and this is the difference. So this is what's left of me having to pay. If you guys can see, $3,838.87. The difference between the $5,000 and the $3,000 is the $1,435.93. That is what is left, or that is the difference in what I need to pay that is left. And I am ecstatic. I am happy. Yeah, things just kind of worked out for me this month where I was able to pick up extra shifts at work along with increasing my hours of seeing my home patients. And it's just, everything just worked out. So needless to say, I'm encouraging you guys to go ahead, and even if you start with the smallest bill, like even on here, my smallest bill was $80.42. That was an unnecessary Klarna bill that I had that I just went on and just paid it. And that was the beginning of kind of the snowball effect of, okay, that has dropped. And really what kicked it off for me and my mind to just be like, oh, you got this. This is great. Was when I was able to pay my car tax and my stormwater tax all within the same week. All within the same week. So the $80.42 I paid like 2 weeks before. Last week or week before, I was able to pay $268.91, and then that following like 2 or 3 days later, I was able to go ahead and pay my stormwater bill. You guys, I made both of these payments within the same week. That really jump started my mind, and to be like, oh, wait a minute, you really did this. Like, you really, like, I didn't do it by the grace of God, working, just asking him for guidance, just asking him to make provision when I didn't have provision. And honestly, you guys, I think the biggest judge for me, or the biggest thing for me, was I went back and started doing my 10% tithes. I just pay my 10% tithes to the church. I would like to do additional offerings, but however, until I pay these debts down and kind of make sure everything is where I need it to be, is where I could start giving a little bit more. But my 10% tithes, you guys, I absolutely paid. And I owe all that to glory to God, because I see that I went on and paid that. I don't want to say that I was hesitant, but I was just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and pay it. And then God is going to supply me with everything else. You guys, I paid that. And then somewhere down the line, I was able to go ahead and pay my car tax and my stormwater tax all within the same week, leaving me at a zero balance for it all. Around that same time, I was able to pay this total $240. Again, this was paid on the 11th. This was paid on the 13th. And then my City of Suffolk toll was paid on the 13th. And so you guys can see where I said within that week, just a few days apart, I was able to make all three of these payments. Again, I'm encouraging you to keep the journey going. And so also, by me picking up on my home care patient job, I was able to add more patients, see more patients. When I got my paycheck on Friday, I looked and I averaged out like almost 7 something, well, close to 7 something. I just went and I paid these two. I actually paid these two today before I decided to pick up the my phone and start video recording, because I just had to sit here and I just again had to thank God. I had to do my journaling. I had to do my praying. And I just had to say, you know, without him, I would not be in the position that I was in to pay these things. And so again, I just went on and paid it. I just, you know, whatever is left in my checking account is whatever's left. Whatever's left, honestly, is going to go towards my mortgage in the next 2 days. So before I round out, you guys, this here is just a encouragement again for me to keep going. I was able to pay off another bill that I had. Here, I was able to go ahead and make an additional payment on my Capital One account. $88 cleared, and now my balance was at $2,099. It is now at $2,057. again, slow process, but the process is going. Here is my other Capital One bill. I made a, well, no, I have to schedule the payment. This account is closed, and so I'm glad it's closed. It's just, yeah, I only need one account. And, you know, my credit took a hit, but it has slowly bounced back. It is what it is. I'm not even going to go deep into that. I have a Credit One card. I am currently in the midst of paying that as well. I gotta go back and see because I just made a payment. I gotta see which one I need to make the payment on. I think it was this one. So I'm gonna double up and pay. I think the 200 payment already cleared. I gotta go back, you guys. I gotta go back and do some more figuring out because my cards, their due dates run so close together. I just really hadn't had the time to really sit down. I know that I've paid them. I just need to go in and do the balances and check and make sure everything has been paid accordingly. And that's it, you guys. This video is long enough, but I wanted to come back, give you guys some encouragement. Make sure that no matter how small of a dent you're making, it's a dent that will last. You will be able to get, you know, through this debt-free journey. Again, lots of prayer. Don't beat yourself up if you find that you aren't able to pay things the way that you would like them to be paid. For me, the biggest I don't even want to say it's a setback, but the biggest thing that happened was in the end of April. I'm sorry. The month of April sliding into the month of May is when you guys know that I had car issues. I had to pay $3,000 to get some stuff paid, to get some stuff done to my car at the dealership. And I know everybody's saying, well, don't go to the dealership. The dealership is high. Honestly, you guys, at this day and age, with the way that they're making these cars, you're now going to be forced to have to go to your local dealer to get these parts and these services. They are making it to a point where if you have a Honda or a Hyundai or a Kia, you're only going to now be able to go to the dealerships to get your car serviced. Pretty much are going to be long gone in the days where you could just take your car to any mechanic to get any work done. You may still be able to get an oil change here or there, but they're even making that sophisticated from the way that my car is laid out. They got to go up under something just to do the oil change, and I can no longer really take it to a regular mechanic. So that is kind of, we'll be talking about that as well. But there's a lot of things that I'm going to be doing for the month of July in terms of finance, but I just kind of wanted to come in and give you guys an update on where I have been, what has been paid, and yeah. So that's it, you guys. If you know anybody that's in their debt-free journey and they're looking for some inspiration, they're looking to aspire to become debt-free, please share, like, subscribe, comment. Let them know we are over here. We are working through our debt-free journey no matter what obstacles and challenges that we face. And also remember that Matthew 17:20 simply says, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to your mountain, move, and it will get up and move. So until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Be on the lookout for July's budget planning and Notion planning. I got me a new laptop. Well, it's actually my work laptop from my old job. I took the old one back and they replaced it with a new one. And so I'm just happy with that. So you guys, we got a lot of stuff planned for the month of July. Stay connected, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.